Good evening, F3 Naperville, and welcome in to the F3 Naperville YouTube channel as we come to you live to chat all things Lincoln Games here tonight. I am your host and Lizard Q, Hank Hill, and along with me tonight, we have our brand new First FQ Hootie, and also the man behind the curtains making all the magic happen and Stay Puffed. Welcome, Hootie. What's going on? How you doing
Not
tonight?
much. Just trying to recover from all the activity that we've been going through this last week. It's been exciting and overwhelming all at the same time. So
No doubt.
yeah, that's what's up right now.
All right. Well, Hootie, it is exciting times to be a part of this region for sure. So much going on, both new and old. But before we get into that, Hootie, let's talk a little bit about yourself, background with F3, and maybe a little info about your history with Lincoln Games.
I'm a 56-year-old man, and I've come to the realization that my training now, and I came to this conclusion today, my training now is to prepare me for 75-year-old Hootie. So I have to be more intentional with what I do and how I perform out in the field, with whether it's in the gym or through F3. It has to be very intentional because things are breaking down, and I don't want to be laid up and not be able to do things at the age of 75. So that's the goal right now, and I want to hopefully translate that into some of the younger guys right now and get that mindset ready for them to focus on what they're going to be like at 40, at 50, at 60. So that's kind of where we're at right now with the intentionality with our workouts. And we're not telling people to reduce the intensity. We just want you to focus in a little bit more, be a little bit more intentional with how you behave and how you live your life and how you train. So that's really my whole agenda right now is just to try to change the paradigm here at F3 Naperville and hopefully reduce the injuries, create balanced workouts, and improve the longevity of the members so we don't have guys dropping off after a few months and then they become cotters and then you never hear from them. Let's grow. Let's keep these guys in the system. Let's keep our men healthy.
For sure. So, Hootie, tell me a little bit about your F3 journey. Where did you start? How long you've been doing this for? Can you hear me?
Hold on, Hank. Sound.
Can you hear me? Might have lost connection here. All right. Well, it sounds like we're still going here. So I'll move forward here.
I can't hear you, Hank.
Uh-oh. Well, anyway, as far as things go with me here, F3 is relatively, this is almost my third year doing this now. I am about 450 posts in. Svengoolie was the guy that EH'd me, brought me into F3. My first year of F3 was, I wasn't very connected, but after getting involved in things like the Fantasy Football League, where I'm commissioner of that, doing PsyQ duties, as well as just making my way around the region, I was able to get a lot closer to the packs, learn some of the other guys around the region, and just make some friends along the way in doing that. As far as Lincoln Games goes, I've done 2 years now of it. My first year, I really wouldn't count it as much, but my second year last year, I had
Hey, Hank, can you hear me?
Pleasure. I can hear you, Hootie.
I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Stay puffed. I'm gonna fly solo here until we can get this figured out in the back end here. But anyway, I participated last year. I had the privilege of being captain of a Lincoln Games team. Shout out to all my fellow propane pirates out there. JLo was my co-captain last year, and we had a great time last year, hitting the ground running with that. We wound up coming in second place overall, and had a great time. Was it hard? Absolutely. Was it worth it? Also, absolutely. And now here I am running Lincoln Games from the front. So anyway, enough about us, and let's jump on to other things that are going on around the region. Hootie, anything new? We got Hootie back yet? Still nothing. All right. I'll jump into some of the things that are going on right now. So we're finishing up ATR right now. We're currently finishing up that. ATR is around the region. As of this afternoon, we had 6 packs fully completing the around the region. Tenactin and Morphine were our first guys. Ukulele, Wingstop, Nextel, and then one of our newest packs. I see you, Sybaris. You're killing it out there. He started end of January, already fully embracing the F3 culture and making his way around the region. So shout out to you, Sybaris. Keep it up, man. One other thing going on here, ATR gear is available as well. Get in touch with Mallwalker. I believe there is a link out there in Mumble Chatter as well as in the F3 Gear channel. Spirit Fingers has done a great job with putting together some awesome logos for what we do. And Lambier is with Frontline Athletic. They are doing all of the making all the gear, and it is available for $27 for a shirt, and I believe it's $48 for the hoodie. So yeah, get those orders in. They are due on March 1st. Hootie, you back with us?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Nice, just in time. Hootie, I want to talk a little bit. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what your initiative that you have going on here with the LPPFA.
The LPPFA, that's a mouthful, Hank. All right, so the whole intention behind that kind of dovetails into what I was saying earlier about being more intentional and having workouts that are more focused versus random. And the testing itself sets the standard of being able to run a mile, being able to do Merkins, squats, big boys, and pull-ups, which is something that we don't do here. And the reason that I wanted to kind of launch this was we did a survey at the beginning of the year before I started as the first FQ. And the survey was very telling as far as what the men were experiencing. And what really stood out was that guys were getting injured, and not just injuries, but there were just specific injuries, the shoulder injuries, lower back, and knees. Mm-hmm. And as I started looking into the data a little bit more, it dawned on me that it's basically imbalance of our workouts, overuse, and just grinding through the pain, and kind of the mentality of like, it just push through it, get through it. And really it was just breaking guys down. And myself, I experienced the same thing. So I had to step back, analyze what we were doing. So we were structuring the test to focus on specific things we could do at workouts that would allow us to have longevity and continue to perform at a high level. So that was the whole mindset behind the LPPFA. And as well as like having some friendly competition. Yes, it is you versus you to improve, but guys like to compete. So we set up a friendly competition.
Competition is the way. Yes, sir.
So this is kind of the direction that we're moving, at least for this year. We'll see how it goes. We just want to have balanced workouts. And I posted today an example of a balanced workout because I still get questions from guys asking, well, what does that mean? What it means is if you're going to do Merkin, you need to be doing pull-ups or some type of row. If you're doing squats, you need to be doing a hinge exercise, kettlebell swings, RDLs. Mm-hmm. If you're doing abs, then you got to do your lower back. Superman is a really perfect example of using that, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all about balance. And we're not telling guys, don't be intense, don't be creative with the workouts. Just be more intentional, be more focused, and keep our guys healthy. Because as Qs, we have a responsibility to keep our guys healthy. And that's what we preach is accelerating guys. But it's really hard to accelerate when you have a flat tire.
Absolutely. Hey, can you tell us a little bit about the turnout for the first couple of days of doing it?
Oh, shit, man. As we were talking, Hank, you were candid about the expectation was about 50. And I was around the same ballpark, too. We ended up getting 80 guys participate in round one.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're looking to do another set of makeups, but we're going to try to do it after the first round of the QVQ, because once the brackets start breaking down, we'll have more free time, and we'll be able to slot in some makeup dates, maybe a couple of boot camp sessions, and some of the late start guys who couldn't do it because they do late start, and hit some of those guys up. Hopefully, we'll get 100 people involved in the LPPFA.
Hey, for anyone who hasn't done it yet, get out there. When you see those makeups, get out there, do this. It's you versus you. There's no shame out there. Guys pulling for each other. I did it on Monday out at Iron Lion. We all hit the pull-up bars. Some had 0, some had 16 like Hootie had. But we are all pulling for each other, even getting that 1 rep up. So guys have been great with supporting, even though we're competing against each other, also competing against ourselves. All right, so lastly, before we get into Lincoln Games, Hootie brought it up already, the QVQ. It's our last new event coming up starting next week. It is the Q Bracket Beatdown Championship. It is 32 Qs, 4 different regions of F3 Naperville, all facing off to crown the top Q of our region. If you aren't one of those Qs competing, make sure to be in attendance for as many of those battles as you can to let your voice be heard, as well as just get a crash course on what it looks like to Q the right way and get some creative ideas for how you can make your own Qs from some of the best of the best. There are 16 matchups. I'm going to highlight 4, one in each of the different locations. First one is, now the competition starts on March 2nd, but the first one I want to highlight is on March 3rd. It is at the complex. It is between 2 beasts. We have one is Columbus versus Blues Clues. Get out there, support them, be there for them. It should be a fun one. It's going to be a loud one. It's going to be a creative one. You don't want to miss that one. Later that week, in the OP region, we are going to have Bean Counter versus Uncle Rico. They're going to face off over at Two Wolves on March 5th. On March 9th, we have our former Nantan in two-hand touch taking on the Hulk Bronco out at the Darkest of Towers. And then finally on March 11th, we have our newly crowned Nantan Morphine taking on House Arrest out at Iron Lion. So much going on, so much to look forward to. And now on to the beast of all our CSAPs we put on during the year, Lincoln Games. Hootie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Lincoln Games are for all those new to the games?
All right, so Lincoln Games originally was a 2-week just insanity, like exercising, working out every single day, posting. The camaraderie was off the hook, but it was draining because it was 2 weeks. And our M's weren't really too happy about that.
No.
I'll be honest.
They're not happy with 1 week.
It's a week long of, like, it's just, you're just so dialed in on not letting your teammate down. I think that's kind of the really, to me, the value that I see for me in the Lincoln Games is working out with guys that you normally don't work out with, pushing each other a little bit more, doing that extra bit to get your team over the threshold. So I think for me, that's like the biggest part is just the camaraderie. I think last year, my son was involved and he came out and he rucked and he did all kinds of stuff with us. So that was really cool. And you could see that happening with other guys too, just connecting and doing shield locking. I thought it was great. And I'm looking forward to this upcoming games.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know what Lincoln Games are, it's a 1-week team-based F3 competition that pushes every PAX to max out all 3 of the Fs. You have opportunities for plenty of fitness things, probably past what you can even do. I know that hit me last year. For second F things, that's getting out there with the guys on your team, other packs that are out there as well, and then also doing some third F stuff where you're serving in the community to get points for that as well. So once your team is drafted, your goal is going to be to get as many points as possible, both for your team and personally. We keep track of both things. Team score and awards are going to be primary. Individual awards are secondary. And then team with most points in the end wins. As the week goes on, we will keep standings. We won't give point totals. So even though you may seem like you're far away, you could be very close to that team above you, and it's a way just to kind of keep getting guys to push forward and keep trying to score those points for your team. And then if by chance your team is out of it, you still have an opportunity to put the highest score you can attached to your name out at F3. Captains this year, we're in the process right now of selecting our captains. We're about halfway done with that. We got a bunch of invites out there. We got more to come. Be looking in your Slack DMs for those. We've been nominating both vets that's already done this in the past, at least 2 years out, and then as well as a bunch of rookies that haven't gotten a chance to do this yet. But I know, like I said earlier, I was a captain last year. It was an honor to do it. I had so much fun doing it. It made my experience so much better, got me connected. So all those guys that are on the fence about being a captain, highly recommend doing it. It's just a great way to get connected to the games and really fully encompass what this week can be. And then we also have co-captains, and those co-captains, this is a really important thing. The captains are the guy driving the ship. The co-captain is there to support the captain along the way. So now as far as the rules go, we're going to dive into some of the rules, and then we'll talk about some of the things that are here to stay from last year, and then some new things. So let's start off here with some of the what stays the same. From the top here, posting, then recording in the tracker. Stay Puft spent a lot of time, and we've spent so much time over the last few months digging into the trackers. It's a Google sheet that is pretty self-explanatory. You do something, you check a box or hit a drop down, and it totals all the points for you. Pretty simple as far as that goes. Posting evidence channel. We will have an evidence only channel. The whole purpose behind this is just, once you complete an activity in Strava or whatever your activity, you use for your watch or your phone, take a screenshot of that, you post it there, or, a donation you make, you post it there. It's just a running list of all the things that our guys are doing throughout the week to, just to check ourselves, make sure we're posting that evidence. Some of the challenges: Get Swole, Thunder Thighs, Link Satchel, all that stuff is staying the same. All of those, the details for that will be on f3naperville.com/Lincoln Games. We're going to keep our 10,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds move challenge will stay the same as well. So what that means is if you're doing a standard coupon, that for 10,000 pounds, I believe it's 278 reps of, we're going to do chest press, we're going to do bent over row, we're going to do curls, we're going to do overhead press, we're going to do squats, and then we end the week with skull crushers. 20,000 pounds, we're just doubling that. Right hand packs draft. This is something we started last year. It was a hit. I know it helped me greatly. I had J-Lo as my right hand packs. It was great support for getting a lot of things done, just dividing some of the tasks and working together to maximize what our team can do. That right hand packs draft, we'll talk about that a little bit later. And then our in-person chaos draft. It's going to be just like previous years. We've got a few tweaks this year. We're going to host it at a different place. We'll be at Bubble House Brewing. That's NA's bar out in Northeast Naperville. And we got a cool new drafting app that Stay Puft is hard at work on, and we've been testing that in the background right now. Pre-game points, just like last year, we start that kicking off here in March. You'll get credit for doing one second F, one third F event each month of March and in April, and then before Lincoln Games starts in May. And then finally, the PPP. That is where you're getting a chance to get points by doing some of the events with other packs that are outside the boot camps. Easy way to, if you run a mile, you run it by yourself, it's 1 point. You run a mile with another packs, that is 2 points for you, 2 points for them. It's just another easy way to, the intention behind this is to do stuff together with other guys. And I know my team spent a lot of time with each other doing these things. So this is some of the stuff that we got going on. Hootie, why don't you talk to us a little bit about the pop-ups and some of the other stuff like shield locks and the grabbing Q slots and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Well, that's going to be madness for the grabbing the Q spots, because the gates are closed, and then all of a sudden everyone is getting in line at the same time to try to pick up Q spots. So you get points. I'm trying to look on the I don't know the exact points, but you will get points for your for queuing. You get points for shield locking. The shield locking, I think, for me is probably the most fun, is trying to get all the guys tactically at one specific location so you can get your points. So you get 5 points if 7 members from the team post at the same AO during the same workout. And that was always fun. But it's so you get so many guys showing up at the rucks and the run club, because that's the easiest one to do. But that was fun trying to get the shield lock. Prize pool, each team's going to contribute to the unique items like alcohol, non-alcoholic, and as quality beverages, and it's going to go into the prize pool. And at the end, you get to win that prize. Make a donation. You get make a donation, $25 to an approved charity or nonprofit. A couple of the examples that we've used in the past, and we were going to use this year, is F3 Naperville's Foundation, the Matt Burke Foundation, the West Suburban Food Pantry, Loaves and Fishes, Hesed House, and the People's Resource Center. We need receipts for all these for it to count. So make sure you save these receipts and for your tax purposes as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, just some of the other things like our pop-ups. We'll do daily pop-ups where we'll have a daily announcement on Slack and socials for what the daily challenge is going to be. Like last year, we had a day where it was, get somebody that's not an F3 to do 5 burpees. I don't know. Last year for me, I'm a teacher. I got my entire student body out there on the playground. We all did 5 burpees together. So that was a fun thing they got to experience with, bring them into what we do. I think the other thing we did was do like one of your daily things like a run or a ruck with your family. That was a good way to include families, and we'll probably hit some of those things as well. We talked about the chaos draft night already. As far as in order for your points to count, 2 posts, any AO, to have your points count, any region. If you're in California, you're in Texas, you're in North Carolina, you're in Plainfield, you're in Kingston, you're in Geneva, you're in Outlands, wherever you're at, you post 2 times. If you've HC for the draft, hey, your points count toward a team, and any amount of points will help your team win in the end. So now, and then lastly, it's just 2.0s. You include your 2.0s in this. They can be assigned you'll be assigned to your parents' team. And then finally, we'll have a team cap size of 30 people per team. Now, let's head on to what is new this year. So in the past, site Qs do their site Q thing, but we love site Qs. I'm a former site Q. We want to take care of our site Qs. So this year we're going to reward site Qs with 3 points for being a site Q on their designated day during Lincoln games. Each site Q is eligible for 1 opportunity at those site Q points. So it's not a matter of collecting as many site Q opportunities as possible. It's get that site Q, be a site Q for your day, get your points for it. Obviously, you're not going to be able to go where your team goes. So it's a way to reward you for doing all the hard work you do, and just because you are stuck at that AO that you're at that day. Active F3 Naperville, downrange cotters, active downrange packs. Everyone must HC to participate in the games this year. And the date to HC by is April 11th. There is some, if you by chance, circumstances change, you have a change of heart, you can contact Stay Puffed. He is our game maker, and he will randomly assign you to a team based on how the draft winds up going. Pre-gaming points this year. In the past, we had to take a picture. We had to fill out a form. This year, our Slack backblast is going to take care of all that for us. As long as you're there, you've HC'd for it, you attend it. The person running that event, they'll log it. It'll be from Slack, and then you'll get your points automatically in your tracker. For the chaos draft, this year, it's going to be roughly 5 to 7 rounds estimated based on how many packs HC. The rest of it is going to be an auto draft based on weighted, how many, how many guys post, how often they post, results from the past. And then that night, it's going to be, we started doing trading last year with some of the guys that got auto drafted. This year, trading is going to happen that night. So if you are going to participate in Lincoln games that night, you want to be there, whether you're drafted, traded, picked up later. Hey, you want to be there that night. It's going to be NFL style. We're going to get things, make it real special that night. So make sure you are at Bubble House that night. It's April 26th. Another new thing, this is something that was big for me. I know how much that week does as far as taking you away from family. I know last year we had a couple options to do triple taps. So this year we just decided to, hey, we're going to make it a double tap only thing. You're going to have double tap options pretty much every single day with an option to get up to 12 posts. So if there's days where there's 3 options available, hey, you can hit 2 of them. If you want to use that third one to organize something with your team and do stuff there, like, ruck along with them, you're just not going to get the post credit that night. Just a way to not, force guys or guilt guys into having to leave their family again later in the evening. They want to protect that and not have to worry about doing that. And then lastly, just a couple lingo things. Some guys were confused about the daily 4. which is your running, your rucking, your biking. This year we're going to call it the grind. So your daily running, rucking, biking, it's going to be called the grind, or your daily extras. And this year, instead of it being 7 miles running, 7 miles rucking, and 21 biking, we're going to make it 5, 5, and 15. We heard you. I know a lot of guys were a little overburdened by the totals and worn out from that. So we're going to, exercise a little bit of caution. Still want to challenge you, but we're going to make it 5, 5, and 15 this year. And then the power events, that's like your half marathon, your full marathon, your 25-mile bike, your 50-mile bike, 10, 15, 20-mile ruck. That's going to be known as the gauntlet. So those events are your powers still. Just we have the grind, which is your dailies. The gauntlets are your powers. So just a new way to reference those things on the tracker. Hootie, why don't you talk to us a little bit about some of the other things we're doing, like the pull-up challenge and the bench press.
Yeah. Okay. So this year, instead of making it just a pop-up challenge for the bench press, it's going to be you could do it anytime during the week. So you get your points. It's broken down by weights again. So if you haven't benched in a while, I suggest that you start benching now so you don't get injured. It happened to a couple of packs before. They get hurt in the midst of the competition because they weren't ready for it. So that can be done anytime during the week. It's not a pop-up challenge. What I'm super excited about, and I've been waiting for this for years, the pull-up challenge. Why? Because we don't do pull-ups. And why? Because it's challenging. So we're going to add it. It's going to be an incentive to get your pull-ups in. And you could do it not as a pop-up challenge, but it's going to be a part of a workout that you can do at any time during the week. Just like the bench press, get out there, start training them. You get your points. Get 10 pull-ups. You get, I forgot what the points are, but you're going to get a lot of points for doing a lot of pull-ups. So get them done.
Five points for your 5 pull-ups, 10 points if you got it to 10. And then we're going to give additional points for the top, whoever can get the most pull-ups in.
Damn, that's going to be fun. House arrest, you ready? You ready to do those pull-ups, house arrest?
Let's get it, boys. Let's get it. All right. And then some other stuff here. As far as instead of in the past, we've done donations and prize pool items as individual points. We kind of wanted to limit the whole buying points thing individually. We wanted to make it more of your score is more of a fitness score. So the donations, the prize pool items, that is going to be moving to team points this year. We still want to encourage guys to donate, but it's kind of less of a guilt thing maybe per se, or buying points for your overall fitness score. So we're moving that to team points this year instead. Hootie's got some things as far as OCR. Who do you want to talk about a little bit, some of the OCR stuff?
Absolutely. So a lot of you guys know that House Arrest and I operate a nonprofit called Frontline OCR, and it's an obstacle course race that we host annually in Byron, Illinois. The biggest thing we always look for is volunteers, because it takes a lot of work to get the event going up. So we're always encouraging guys to come out and volunteer. So to incentivize guys to come out to volunteer, we're giving points out again. So you get 5 points to volunteer for a 5-hour shift on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday of the build week. 10 points to volunteer for a 5-hour shift on a Wednesday. That's like the biggest day of the week is hump day. So Wednesday, if you can get out there, you'll get 10 bonus points for volunteering for a 5-hour shift. Shifts are either 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. or 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. because we work round the clock until that thing is set up. Sort of like a carnival. You set it all up, takes a lot of effort. You get 10 bonus points for either signing up to participate as a racer at Frontline OCR and volunteering on race day. So you can get a lot of points for getting involved and getting out to race, because only through registrations and volunteer work can we get this race off the ground. And it really is for a good cause. We try to get veterans and first responders out on the course as a sponsored entry to help them cope with their trauma that they've experienced in the line of duty. So that's the whole reason we started this event, and that's why we keep doing it. And it keeps becoming more popular every single year, and more people want to do it. So we're trying to get more guys involved who can help out. So get your bonus points, guys. Sign up during the Lincoln Games. Get there to volunteer. I think we'll have a link on there so you guys can sign up to volunteer.
Absolutely. All right, so before we get out of here, let's talk about a few more things. We're going to talk real quick about team gear. Once the teams are set, we like to provide an opportunity for guys to get a team shirt. On the front, it's going to have our Lincoln Games logo. On the back, we'll have your team logo. Every captain will create their team name and have a logo for their team. You'll probably see in the background. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got my Propane Pirate shirt from last year. Actually, my M is the one who designed that one for me. She's a graphic designer, so it was cool to get her to do that for us. Love that logo. Miss my Propane Pirates. But this year, Lambeer is again going to provide these shirts for us through his company, Frontline Athletic. We putting together the shirts for $27 a piece. You'll have maybe I think it's like a 3-day window to purchase your shirts after the draft. So hey, get that money in to get those orders in, and let's get those shirts bought and get those repping those teams. Lastly, here we're going to touch base on the calendar. I'm sure guys are probably wondering, why the heck are we talking about something that's going on in mid-May on February 25th? Well, there's so much stuff that's going on leading up until that time here. So Hootie, why don't you walk us through this calendar of events here leading up until Lincoln Games?
Well, the big day is coming up. It's another D-Day for us. March 1st and 2nd, it's HC Day. You've got to get your HC Day started on March 1st and 2nd. You've got to get in there to be able to participate into the Lincoln Games. April 11th is the last day to HC. I think we talked about it earlier, but if you don't do it, you're going to regret it. April 12th, right hand virtual draft. April 26th, the chaos draft, that Bubble House Brewing. Now, this is something that we kind of it came together rather quickly because we had another venue that we used last year, but I think they're giving us a hard time about it. But fortunately, we got NA in the house, and we're going to be at his location. It's gonna be awesome, because if we're gonna contribute, let's contribute to a fellow him who has a business that's growing, and it's an awesome location. So we're gonna have something there for the chaos.
If you haven't been to Bubble House, great location, great vibes, great beer, great people there, and we're gonna close down the house that night, and it's gonna be F3 filling out that place. So mark your calendars, do not miss. I mean, no one's doing anything on a Sunday night. Get out there, be a part of this night. You will not regret it. You get points for being there. You get points for HC Day. I mean, easiest points you possibly can get are the ones where you just got to sign up, right? Yep. You don't have to do anything else other than just click the HC button. And then, like I said, you get points for being there. That's a second F event, being at the Chaos Draft. And then from there, we head 2 weeks from there. It's Mother's Day. That's Sunday before Lincoln Games. So take care of your M's. Make sure you do that. Make it super special. Don't even talk about what's about to happen the next few days. Have that conversation before that. Let them know how that week's going to be. Don't surprise them that week. I've learned that lesson. But we kick things off May 11th, first day of Lincoln Games. Be out there. I mean, last year, I think I was out there at 3:30 a.m. doing my 7-mile run on the first day. It'll probably be 4 a.m. doing my 5 this year. So first day, May 11th, we're going to hit the ground running. And then we are going to, we're going to dominate that week, taking us all the way to May 16th, which is the last day of Lincoln Games. And I want to give a quick little plug on an awesome event that I was a part of last year for the first time. Bean Counter does a cool, we do the Power Ruck, which is the Gauntlet Ruck. We started at 9 o'clock on that Saturday night. It's kind of like our closing ceremonies. We had about 30 packs out there, and we rucked from OP to Two Wolves. Had a few beers out at Two Wolves, came back to OP, had a few beers there, went back to Two Wolves, had a little refresher, and then ended the night back at OP to close out Lincoln Games. I think it was sometime around 1 a.m. With the guys you grinded with all week. So just an awesome time, awesome social, and a great way to conclude a crazy week, but an awesome week. So that is Lincoln Games. That's what we got going on. You heard all the other things that we've got going on before that. So much stuff for you to participate in, for you to get pumped about, hyped about, and participate in, whether directly, whether just being there to support. We want you there. We've created opportunities for you to be there. Let's have a great next few months leading into this. Get out there, support first F events, second F events, third F events. And hey, that's the spirit of a true F3 PAX. So let's do that. And I guess anything, Hootie, got anything else to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, really quick. We're going to plug in for Showbiz. He's going to be providing us with some pizzas over at the Chaos Draft, and Frontline OCR is going to foot the bill for some of those pizzas. So let's get out there, guys. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be F3 at the Bubble House.
All right, boys. Hey, special thanks to our man behind the curtain, Stay Puft. Thank you for mixing things up for us tonight. As always, hey, the hard work. He's the guy behind everything. All the tech that you see going on when it comes to Lincoln game stuff, that's all Stay Puft, just grinding in the background, and we love him for that. Keep up the good work, and without further ado, gentlemen, hey, it's been a great day, a great night, and let's move forward and kick it in high gear. And next week, QVQ, get out there, support. I hope to see y'all out there. All right, gentlemen, have a great night.
Peace
See
out,
you
guys.
in the gloom.